All right, this is the notes for Standard 2E, which is to explain how the geography of the Indian subcontinent contributed to the movement of people and ideas. All right, here we're looking at a map of Asia, primarily. And the point of showing you this is just so you can see some of the different trade routes that are taking place. You've got India here, the Gupta Empire in this case, and you can see the different trade routes. Trade over to China, trade over here with Africa and the Middle East, the Persian Empire, so on and so forth. Trade also by water, China to India, so on and so forth. Okay, so India was part of this. India was part of this trade with China and the Mediterranean that took place on the Silk Road. So the Indians actually acted like middlemen. We'll go back to this map. As these goods came from China to the Mediterranean, they came through India, and again, the Indians acted as middlemen on the Silk Road. So basically, they bought the goods from the Chinese and then sold it to traders on the way to Rome for a higher price. The Indians built trade stations along the Silk Roads. You also saw on the map that there were some sea routes that allowed Indian traders to develop and expand their trade into Africa, Arabia, and China. For example, the Indians would sail to Southeast Asia to collect spices, and then they would bring those spices back to India and then sell them to Roman merchants, Roman merchants who had made their way to India. So, what effect did that have on history? Because India was so involved with trade, we see the rise of banking in India. Okay, so the invention of banking, the idea that we can deposit money with institution and then get that money back from them. Additionally, Indian merchants who moved abroad, Indians who had moved to other parts of the world, brought Indian culture with them and helped spread Indian culture and Indian religion throughout Asia. For example, we see Buddhism spread to China and Korea and Japan and Southeast Asia. Okay, that's it for Standard 2. Talk about Standard 3 next time.